All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Malik Calhoun, 2-1 with 2 KOs, 28 years of age. Looking to bounce back off of a TKO loss to DeVille Smith back in November of 2021. Coming off of a 2-year layoff, so hoping that 2 years rest, Clay, will do him some good here tonight.
Sometimes it can just sit back. There's so many aspects of the fight game. It's not all physical. Sometimes you got to train your brain, get your mind right a little bit. And we see that in sports all the time. That might be what happened here for Malik. And, actually saw his fight team in the ring, feeling the ring out. We'll see what happens.
Malik Calhoun ready for action. Ferocious boxing gym zone. Bruno Ruiz. 7-1, 6 KOs, 1 draw. Standing at 6'3", 24 years of age. His last fight was a TKO victory over Mario Jaramillo. Only loss was a majority decision to Joey Alday back in December of 2022. Has been staying busy though. Looking to improve to 8-1 here tonight with a victory over Malik Khalil if he can get past him.
Absolutely, it's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see, the fighter with the long layoff going against the fighter who stayed active. Who's fresher, whose mind is in the right place. There's only one way to find out, and let's let him fight.
He entered the next fight up ring for the 4th time as a pro, with 2 victories against 1 defeat. Both of those victories coming by way of big knockout. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri, Malik One Punch Calhoun. Across the ring, the red corner, wearing black with white, he weighed officially at 168 3/4 pounds. And he enters with a pro record of 7 victories against 1 defeat, 1 bout even. 6 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Representing Torreon, Florida, Mexico, Bruno Pola Ruiz.
Referee Lee Rogers in charge of this matchup between Malik Khalil and Bruno Ruiz.
You got a fighter with 7 wins and 6 KO victories against a fighter with 2 wins, and both of those are by KO. Look for some fireworks early, folks.
Malik Khalil, Bruno Ruiz. This fight is officially underway. Both fighters southpaw in this matchup.
It's always interesting to see, how does the southpaw fighter fight a southpaw fighter? They don't see each other too often, that mirror matchup.
Bruno in the black, Malik in the white.
This might come down to who has the crisper jab of the two, honestly, from the way these guys are throwing early.
Straight left there from Bruno. Calhoun looking to go low.
Normally when you fight, a southpaw fighter fights against an orthodox fighter, that left hand opens up a lot more because you're punching into the open side. But against southpaw fighter, it's going to be a little trickier to hit.
feeling out process in this super middleweight matchup. There you see Khalil. Malik Calhoun looking to be cautious of the power of Bruno Ruiz.
And Ruiz is doing a good job using his feints to dictate where this fight happens because he's backed up Khalil to the ropes twice now early on.
Oh, big right hook there from Malik.
Ruiz moving his head well as he gets on the inside.
Another body shot from Malik.
You know, one method of taking away that awkward footwork fighting another southpaw, get on the inside and force everybody to square their feet up, and let's find out who hits harder. Kind of what Ruiz is looking to do here. Moving his head well, using his jabs, and he keeps getting Calhoun backed up.
Oh, big 1-2s there from from Bruno Ruiz. Calhoun tries to smother the action going low.
Yeah, and we saw that time Ruiz having none of it. He put his arm on the back of the head. He's going to tire out Calhoun early if he can.
Calhoun trying our counter shot there.
And no doubt Ruiz has proven to be the craftier fighter early. He's dictating where this fight happens. He keeps backing Calhoun up to the ropes. He just needs to be careful because Calhoun is swinging that left. That classic southpaw left straight.
10-second clap, short time left in this round. Who can leave a lasting impression on the judges? And round 1 in the books between Malik Calhoun and Bruno Ruiz.
Todd, how do you score that first round? I know what I'm thinking, but I want to hear your thoughts as well.
You know, Calhoun did a good job with some of his counter shots and defense, but I just feel that the dictation from Bruno plus the power shots that he was just going for would give him a slight edge as far as winning that round. So I have it 10-9 for Bruno Ruiz.
Yeah, I feel the same way, you know, and I'm a sucker for ring craft. I'm a sucker for where does the fight take place. And to me, Ruiz constantly forced Calhoun backwards and backwards and backwards to where he had to fight in that phone booth and was able to dictate the pace a little bit better there. I think Calhoun landed some good shots, but there's no doubt in my mind Ruiz took that first round, at least for me.
Yeah, Calhoun looks a little weary of the power from Ruiz. Concern from that 6 knockouts to the credit of Bruno Ruiz.
It's always the southpaw versus southpaw matchup. You're fighting someone that you don't normally see too often.
Round 2 underway. See if Calhoun opens up a little bit. Once again, as we mentioned earlier, Calhoun coming off of a 2-year layoff.
Absolutely. You just never know how that affects your body, how it affects your mind, if it's a good thing or a bad thing, especially when you're only 3 fights into a career.
Yeah, you definitely got to get those sea legs back and not overexert your energy. Your first time back in after such a long layoff. I think that's the fear of every combat athlete, is just kind of like using up all of your gas tank too early.
Absolutely.
Oof. Oh, man. Ruiz there landing a solid strike there.
And Calhoun is trying to be crafty here, pressing the advantage.
Calhoun there answers back with a solid left shot of his own.
You know, there's still a feeling out process. It looks like both guys are kind of used to being the counter fighters in a sense, especially as southpaws. Southpaws love the counter fight. But here, someone has to eventually lead the dance, and so far, Ruiz has been taking him to the prom.
And Ruiz is not having none of that as Calhoun is trying to wrap him up. Here, Calhoun's corner encouraging him to continue working the body.
Absolutely trying to slip punches behind that lead elbow of Ruiz.
much a minute left in round number 2.
Calhoun is trying to circle here a little bit, but he circled himself right back into that corner.
Oh, man. Ruiz looking to see how much punishment he can deliver.
And watch the way he uses his lead hand. He pivots off of Calhoun's body to keep his back pressed against those ropes. Using his lead well to control the pace of this fight.
Oh, man. Lead hook there from Ruiz. Calhoun answers back.
Absolutely, they're swinging here, folks. May not be a baseball team here tonight, but there are some home runs going to be hit.
That's for sure. Oh, my goodness. Calhoun there with the knockdown on Ruiz. Did not expect that, Clay.
Absolutely not. You know,
Man.
Ruiz was pressing the advantage. It was the shoulder roll, the classic shoulder roll counter to the left straight. Let's see what happens here as the closing minutes of round 2.
See if Calhoun follows up. That's where that patience pays off. Calhoun all night long.
Again.
Big uppercut. Man, that got everyone's attention in the arena here tonight, Clay.
Yeah, just turned that fight around with a punch. That's the beauty of boxing. It doesn't happen in any other sport. My goodness.
Wow, first knockdown of the evening here tonight at Next Fight Up. If you haven't told any of your friends and family about we got a fight on our hands here tonight on clearlifemedia.com, spread the word.
Yeah, no doubt. And we saw Ruiz trying to press that advantage, and eventually, you know, Calhoun did a much better job in that round. We called it out. He was moving a little bit more back and forth, left and right, and that little bit of foot movement sets the shoulder roll up for the right straight. Fantastic counterpunch there that makes this, in my opinion, a round that goes, or the fight now goes in Calhoun's favor, because I think that's probably a 10-8 round with the knockdown.
Yeah, for sure. He gets an extra point for the knockdown. You have to wonder, what is Bruno Ruiz's coaches telling him to adjust to right now? Calhoun doing a good job in using Ruiz's aggression against him. Walked right into that knockdown.
And Todd, I think Ruiz might have fallen back on his leg a little bit. I saw him kind of favoring it there as he got it from the stool. We'll see if it plays a factor going forward.
See a different level of confidence now in Calhoun.
Yeah, he knows he's hurt his man. He knows he has the power after that 2-year layoff. The power's still there. He's finding home for his punches now. That jab snaps the head back.
Man, Calhoun now just finding his mark.
It's almost like he found his mojo in that punch.
Just picking his shots. You see him just kind of measuring each one and just carefully placing each jab. Just a smooth technician.
Absolutely. You hate to say it, but he almost didn't look comfortable before he landed that knockdown. Now all of a sudden he's like, oh, right, I'm a professional boxer. We can do this. Let's throw down.
400.
Ruiz's credit, continue moving forward.
Of course, but you have to throw something as you're coming in. There we go. Good left hand over the top there.
Yeah.
Oof. I believe that was actually a clash of hands there. Almost a high combat high five there.
Calhoun's corner calling for him to go back to the jab.
Absolutely. That's what he used to set up that counter straight that got him the knockdown. That's one thing about punchers. You know, you got to realize what set up the punch that led to the knockdown. You can't just throw that same punch over and over and over again. There you go. Now we see Calhoun is actually using his reach to set up the jab.
Calhoun measuring that left hand, feeling out with his lead right. Just taking his time, swinging away in a miss, but.
And he's got a good feel of Ruiz's timing too. When Ruiz steps forward, he's getting popped with that jab.
Calhoun representing Kansas City, Missouri. Doing his town proud here tonight.
Good body shot there by Khalil.
From Fit J Boxing. He's been training for the last 7 years.
Another good left straight there. Ruiz hits on the exit on that. These two guys are swinging for the fence. They both want to get more knockouts on their record.
10-second clap. Let's see who finishes stronger. Ruiz there with a solid shot. Ooh.
Ooh, man, and that's an interesting round to score.
Yeah, tough round to call, Clay.
Yeah, it's one of the, you know, how do you go? Because it's obviously the second round went in the favor of Khalil. It went in his favor. You know, it's a 10-8 round. I think the first round we both scored for Ruiz. And I don't know how you score that round. It's going to be a tough call, in my opinion, for the judges. So this is a 4-round fight. And so, you know, this round could be the deciding factor here.
At the start of that round, Calhoun, I think, had the better moments of the first half, and while Ruiz had the better of the second half. And so that could be the one deciding round of this fight, depending on how this last round goes. So
when it comes down for judges, what do you favor? You know, do you favor the, you know, the craftiness? Do you favor the aggression? Do you favor the ring, you know, the ring placement? What are you looking for as a judge? You know, that there's so many factors in fighting and judging. It's always hard to tell.
yeah, if he scored it 2-1 so far, it'd be an even fight.
Yeah, this could be the deciding round. And they're both swinging like it might be.
Yeah, leave it all out there.
And Malik is throwing that left hand like he's throwing a baseball here at Skeeter Stadium.
And credit to Ruiz, just sticking with what brought him to the dance, continuously moving forward, using his aggression, trying to impose his strength on his opponent.
Yeah, and that has paid well for him as long as he keeps his hands up and doesn't get countered on the way in. He was moving his head better in the first round. It makes me wonder if maybe something happened with his legs, like we said, kind of, you know, impedes your ability to move at the waist and move at the knees. Just kind of pitter-pattering away.
Referee Lee Rogers calls for a break in the action for a low blow.
When it makes sense, you got the taller fighter, you're aiming for the body, and Khalil's been picking away at the body all night long. Occasionally those gloves slip a little bit low. Those are big gloves.
Calhoun given a warning by the referee. Gonna give Ruiz 5 minutes to recover.
It looks like he's ready to go. And Calhoun is trying desperately to land that left hand again. He thinks this is money shot.
Ruiz now picking it up. Can he take the lead with this?
Got to be careful. That counter shot could be there again. This is how he got caught earlier, but he is pattering away right now.
Is Calhoun hurt?
Oh my goodness!
Double leg takedown here in this boxing match by Calhoun. Referee calling it
a slip. Yeah.
No official knockdown, obviously. Just from the force of Calhoun just driving forward. Calhoun answering back now. I think Ruiz got Calhoun's attention with that.
Yeah, and if he was having leg trouble and then got double-legged, you know, that's not doing him any favors.
This is Ruiz's moment. He needs to capitalize.
And no doubt he's pressing the advantage.
I think Calhoun's put on a good poker face. I think he was hurt there earlier from one of Ruiz's shots.
Yeah, he was definitely wobbled.
Trying to hang on for dear life.
He needs to fight back here if he wants to stay in this fight, no doubt about it.
Man, if I'm Ruiz's coaches, I'm telling him just to step on the gas and just pull full throttle right now.
Yeah, press this advantage. Punch, 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 but protect yourself.
Ruiz backing Calhoun up. He's got 25 seconds. Can he finish this fight? He needs something big.
Ruiz looks like he's ready to leave it all in there.
10 seconds left.
Calhoun still got some in the tank. He needs to throw it and throw it now.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Man, and Malik Calhoun and Bruno Ruiz go the distance here tonight in one heck of a slugfest, Clay.
My goodness. A little bit of everything. We saw the knockdowns, we saw the counterpunching, we saw the aggression, and we saw the fighting spirit there in that final round. I got to believe Ruiz just probably pulled it away and stole it with that last round.
What a way to finish in this super middleweight matchup. Wow. Bruno Ruiz, despite of a second round knockdown, finishing as strong as he could, trying to add another KO to his record.
Yeah, no doubt. No one gets the KO tonight. We saw the knockdowns. But at the same time, you know, we saw swinging and banging, if you will. We saw the leather flying. It was a good time, a good fight. And I'm excited to see what the judges score it, because to me, that third round might actually be the telltale factor. How was that scored? You know, we couldn't quite decide, so could be interesting. I'm excited to see what the judges have to say.
I definitely give credit to Ruiz in that first round. And so.
Absolutely. Calhoun definitely won the second, and the third is where it kind of gets to be a toss-up. Either way, a great fight. We appreciate you all for joining us here at Clear Life Media. You know, here for next fight up, it's always a good time. We're here at Constellation Stadium. You know, make sure to let folks know if they want to see some good fights, they want to catch the replay tomorrow night, $30, Clear Life Media. You know, clearlifemedia.com. You can always catch the replay, or if they want to catch the fights, we still have 3 title fights to go, Todd.
Yeah, this is only the second fight of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be interesting to score. So if they give the third round to Ruiz, he could eke out a decision in spite of that second round knockdown. We shall see. Let's hand it over and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, during all 4 rounds inside the next fight, I'll bring the official scorecard reads as follows. Judge Isaac scores about 38-37 in favor of Ruiz. Judge Alvarez, 38-37 in favor of Calhoun. And Judge Beltran scores about 38-37 in favor of the winner by way of split decision. Malik!
Wow. And Malik Calhoun earns the split decision victory here tonight, Clay. How about that?
My goodness. You know, you're going to hear some folks booing because they saw the fighting spirit. They saw that fire there in the 4th round. But you got to remember, it's scored round by round. You know, Calhoun gets the knockdown in the second. It makes it a 10-8 round. So how was that third round scored? If you favored it for Calhoun, doesn't matter who fought hard at the end, because that's only 1 round. You know, I think it could have gone either way. I don't think this is any kind of robbery or anything like that.
For sure. This is a very appropriate decision. I would have been, as you said, happy either way it had went, but as the tide swung tonight in Malik Calhoun's favor as he improves to 3-1. Coming off of a 2-year layoff now.
Yeah, you love to see that. You love to see when someone takes some time away and gets their mind right and is able to come back and have success.